Hello and welcome to another episode of the Nonsense Review. I am your host, as always, Devon, and joining me, equally as always, is Rick.
Hello, everybody.
And joining me also today is Chris, once again.
Hey, guess what? I'm here.
Now, if you guys didn't watch the last episode when we had Chris on, we decided to forego our week. Instead, what we like to do is we like to bring back our hypothetical question segment, but we give it a bit of a twist to make it more suitable for three people. The question is simple. If you could gain the insight of any historical figure, who would it be?
Do you then become that historical figure?
No, you just gain their insight. You get an inner look and the workings of their mind, the things they know, the things they could kind of adapt to, etc., etc.
You guys go first.
I'd probably go something along the lines of like Black Bart or something like that. So a famous pirate, because pirates are cool. Kind of interested to see how much is fact and how much is fiction, because obviously that type of person has been heavily vinylized, with history not being quite so gracious to them. So it'd be kind of interesting to see either a less biased account or a more biased in their favour account. I don't know. It depends how they see themselves, really.
I'm actually leaning towards Julius Caesar, because I kind of want to see the mind of someone who builds an empire not knowing that it will then become an empire after his death.
Yeah, so you can't use Hitler because he thought his empire would reign for 1,000 years.
Probably do Tolkien.
Tolkien would fucking bore you to death with his description of trees.
Yeah, but you'd have his insight. You wouldn't have to listen to it all.
Have you read anything that he's done outside of Lord of the Rings? He is such a boring writer, and yeah, fucking come at me, nerds. Lord of the Rings is a masterpiece, pioneered the genre, no one's going to debate that, but fuck is it a dull read.
I'm just sat here nodding that, yeah, even the bits of Lord of the Rings that I have read, which is not all of it to my nerd disadvantage, have been, yeah, they've been tough to get through without knowing the payoff. Everything else that happens in Lord of the Rings is going to happen, and he's there to build all the tropes that need building right now.
Rick, with that question more or less answered, I have to ask you, what are we doing today?
We're watching Shaman King on Netflix. It's Season 1, Episode 1, and if we want to jump straight in, 3, 2, 1, and go.
I don't know about you two, but I've decided to go with Netflix's recommendation, and so I've got Japanese audio with English subtitles.
I'm going full English dub. Normally I don't, but the old English dub of Shaman King was close to my heart.
That's because you're a kid and didn't have an option.
Yeah. That's exactly how I experienced it as well.
I am going to put subtitles on, though, for the dub.
Yeah, ditto.
I mean, I always have subtitles on by default.
Netflix tends to be pretty good about keeping the subtitles and the dub script pretty similar, but so far this one is diverging already.
They were not good with it with Seven Deadly Sins.
No. But yeah, I also experienced this in English dub when it was on Fox Kids.
I'm just really depressed about one thing. I already know that Sean Schemmel isn't Amida Maru this time, and that's something that has me feeling very mixed.
What an ugly baby. Is that Ren?
No.
Or Len, or whatever it is.
No, this is the Asakura family, so that's a different... You're thinking of the antagonist we're going to get probably in episode 2 onwards.
Yeah.
Sure.
Depending on which name they've used, original English dub was Zeke, but I'm pretty sure he's called Hao in the manga. H-A-U.
You'll get... he was asking about the Chinese guy with Lembo as his stand.
Tao Ren, yeah, but I'm saying who this actually is.
The Great Onmyoji! Oh no!
Okay, it is Hao Asakura, there you go.
He is such an ugly baby.
Babies are ugly anyway, bro.
I mean, yeah.
I like that she's midway through giving birth to both of them, and she's had time to pause because this is such a traumatic event, and then it's like, okay, I've still got another one to push out.
Alright, peace, I'm taking your baby.
Dude, that spirit sounded like a measle.
But that was the baby talking, I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was the weird demon thing that enshrouded it in S.H.I.E.L.D.
No, the Spirit of Fire... I don't think the Spirit of Fire talks, but I could be wrong. It's been a long time since I've read the manga.
It might be forcing things through the baby's throat, because, you know...
Don't say it like that.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, yeah. Now that I've heard myself say it, yeah.
As someone watching the English dub on this right now, it sounds like they've kept Morty's voice the same, or at least the person doing it now is very close to the original English dub.
They've changed his name to his Japanese name of Manta.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that.
I read the description for the episode. And they keep mentioning Manta, so I'm like, oh, that must be Morty's Japanese name. I don't know who else would fucking show up in the first episode, and if they changed Rio's name to that, it'd be fucking weird.
I just saw Silver in the opening, and it made me happy, because Silver's awesome.
Fuck Silver, it's all about Faust. There he is, in the wheelchair.
Yeah, Faust is great.
Yeah, I didn't get very far in this series, because it was being shown as a new series on Fox Kids, and I only saw, like, 3 or 4 episodes of this.
Well, me and Chris watched a very little minute yesterday, just to see if they kept the theme. And the first thing we both said was, wow, that's different, in that they've already introduced the antagonist, which we don't meet until after the very first arc, the tournament arc that starts to show in the original anime.
He's alluded to a little bit, but, you don't actually see him until much later on.
My god, they're showing a lot of characters that will not be in the 13 episodes they've fucking got.
Unless they rush through it, which I'm really hoping they don't.
I've looked at the episode descriptions. They end just after, spoiler alert for people, so cover your ears, just after Ren breaks out of his dad's prison trap thing.
They have gone for the traditional orange, yellow Amidamaru spirit form, which, oh god, there's stuff I want to talk about, but I don't want to talk over the episode, so I'm going to shut up for now and have to...
But, no, talk over the episode, that's our job.
Yeah, that's why we've got the subtitles on.
I'm marathoning the entire series today. I would have done it sooner if I didn't know I was recording this with you guys, so... But yeah, so in the original anime, Amidamaru had like a blue spirit form, and Dev a few years back for my birthday Dev bought me a statue sort of figure of Yo Asakura holding Amidamaru, and he was yellow-orange, and I was like, oh god, I forgot that he's actually meant to be orange. So, there you go, they're being a lot more authentic already to the design.
Little orange Sephiroth ball.
Yes. Oh god, that is such an apt description, actually.
Not seeing his body, like, as a kid, I did think it was just a Sephiroth ball.
Dev already knows that I've got a gripe with this, because I spoke about it yesterday when there were... Because obviously there's the Netflix preview, and it had Yo speaking, and don't get me wrong, Yo's got a... The voice here for the English dub is decent, but again, I'm attached to the sort of more mature teenage, oh, his voice is at least broken voice that he used to have, so... This is a bit disconcerting for me.
Yeah, well, I'm watching Japanese, so it's not a problem anymore.
I mean, it's Goku logic. My voice is always really high.
Yeah, because he's voiced by a granny.
She's awesome, though.
Oh yeah, she's an incredibly talented granny.
But then also, you've got the alternative of Goku, Shaman King, who should be voicing Amidamaru, and I'm not bitter, but...
What the fuck is up with that face?
Manta, always has interesting faces, so... Okay, wow.
That's
That's a mouth that's used to taking a lot.
He's 10!
I know, I shouldn't make jokes like that.
I don't know how he sounded in yours, but in this it was really fucking over the top. Nani?
To be fair, it's much like the episode 1 of the original dub. This Morty is absolutely spot Manta.
No one cares if you muck up the name.
It's okay if you call him Morty. As long as you don't go, Morty, Morty, all the time.
Yo, speaking of, that's a fucking crossover I didn't expect. In the fucking new Space Jam movie, there's a fucking Rick and Morty fucking cameo.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
It was so weird. Like, they don't swear or act drunk because it's a kid's film, but it's like, what the fuck? Who is this for?
I know, right? It's exactly for our generation, people who watched old Space Jam and are here to watch the new Space Jam out of nostalgia.
But I don't think there's a big crossover between those fan bases.
I mean, old animation fans like us, we probably have seen Rick and Morty, so yeah, there we go, that's for that.
So, because I'm watching the English dub with the subtitles, it's doing the thing where, because obviously in Japanese they say things in a different order, I'm getting the sort of latter sentence as the subtitle first, and then the beginning of the sentence that they're speaking last, so it's kind of weird.
Yep. Also, sometimes when you're listening to something in Japanese, you get the spoiler of what the object of the sentence is before it gets...
That looks like a Death Note.
Shaman is in the dictionary.
Man, there's a whole mishmash of fucking cultures on that one dude before they cut to the tribesmen.
Pretty cool, though. Oh god, honestly, I'm so hyped for this series.
Where's Aku Aku?
I was thinking that.
First time I heard the word shaman spoken out was in the advert for this series, but before that, the only thing I had was the Pokemon Shaman, so I thought it was actually pronounced Shaman.
This was episode 2.
They're trimming it down because I guess they haven't got as many episodes in the tank. I don't know. Who cares? They could have combined the two. It's going to be weird for them to have the conflict with Rio and not and already have the sword and shit. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They need to I'm so used to having the conflict with Rio first, and that whole initial team up with Amidamaru, and then it's like, okay, you're definitely meant to be my ghost. We need to figure out why you don't want to be my ghost, and also if you're actually evil, like everyone says.
Okay, but here's the thing. This episode is 30 minutes. Or 25 minutes. The original was 20 minutes an episode. And also they had to stretch that had to release an episode a week to try and stretch that fucking shit out. So
I'm still absolutely gutted that, I mean, it should have been obvious they'd used the Japanese opening, but the original English dub opening for Shaman King was the best. Oh my god.
Yeah, back in this Wild West days where they made English openings for everything.
Oh god, there's so many good English openings, actually. Like, it's the flavour of childhood. I think I've said that before elsewhere, but it is.
Even some bad shows had good openings.
Oh no! No!
whoa, okay, I'm going to switch to English to hear what they've done to Rio's voice.
Rio's voice, no!
He's talking about some snot nose kid coming by happy place.
Literally, that's what Rick just did. Oh god, I might have to...
Did y'all hear him say sword?
Yeah, oh god, I might have to switch to the dub, the Japanese dub.
If it's any consolation, his voice isn't that different in Japanese. It's very deep and masculine and weird, and it doesn't sound like this.
Oh no, that Dev voice that Dev just did is literally the original Rio voice, and it's perfect.
Which is weird because I just do Santina Morella.
But it's so true. Like, Rio's one of my favourite characters, but the voice is really disconcerting.
Doesn't he get the front of his pompadour cut off all the time?
It's an ongoing gag that his hair constantly gets messed with.
By the way, where are you guys in the thing? Because mine fucking stuttered when I switched languages 2 times.
13:20 to go.
Oh wow, I'm like fucking 15 seconds behind you lads.
I mean, I will say, in terms of plot, which you would expect it to be, it's still very authentic. It's just, obviously, they've changed up the order of some things. Yeah.
They're now laughing at Manta for being beaten up.
Oh yeah, we're already sort of towards the end of that.
Rick, give me a timestamp.
Yo's dragging off Manta now.
Yep. We've got, 12:40 to go.
I'm 12:42, so there you go. It's probably not that far behind now.
So I'm going to marathon this later. I'm going to have to switch to the Japanese dub as well, at least for episode 1, so I can then decide for the rest of the series what I prefer.
That's a good shout, actually.
I gotta be honest with you, so far I'm not all that impressed. The art style's pretty. It's got that going for it, I suppose.
This is the thing, because I know people rag on we had Matt around yesterday when we had the episode on as well. Matt's another friend of ours. And he was like saying he didn't like the animation style, which
He didn't say anything about the animation style. He said it looked distorted and blurred because it was in fucking 360p because it's old.
I mean, there's also that, but
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he said to me before that he doesn't like the animation style.
Yeah, but Matt says things on purpose to piss you off.
That's also true.
Fucking hell.
I know, but this is the thing. I like the new animation style as well, but I adore that old style animation. So it's either or for me.
Don't like the fucking advert transition that they've left in for some reason.
Well, I think it's because it was actually shown on like Japanese TV or something rather than Netflix.
But what I'm saying is I don't like the fact they left it in. It doesn't need to be in. They could have cut it out.
I don't know. Sometimes there's something charming about some of them. So, oh, here we go. Here's my boy.
He is definitely voiced by a woman in the Japanese dub as well.
Okay, I will say, he's actually really, really awesomely voiced in the dub, and I think that's won the dub back for me, even though they've slightly ruined my personal favourite Rio, but they've literally turned Amida Maru into a fucking mobster. But, like, I know he was in some ways meant to be, but, like, oh god, I just don't know how to describe it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, making an unbreakable bond.
Spirit Flame mode, what? I forgot that's what they call it in the manga. I'm so used to Spirit Form!
Unity!
Oh god, Spirit Integrate! Unity!
Giving yourself heartburn.
The music's cool, but again, I've got nostalgia goggles for the original theme.
The music's not cool. It's generic Japanese crap. It literally sounds like they went up to a historical Japanese society and went, "Can we borrow some of your music, please?"
And put a really light guitar over the top of it. But then again, that's what makes early Naruto music good as well.
I didn't like Naruto, so you're barking up the wrong tree, bud.
Okay.
I'm literally the only weeb here who is like, I've seen all of Naruto, I've seen all of Bleach. It's like, yeah.
Dude, I watched I don't know if I said this on the podcast, but I've watched 200 goddamn episodes of Bleach before realising it's shit. I could not have given that show more of a chance.
No, you gave it a chance, that's fine, and you're completely entitled to change your mind about a show. All I was stating is that I saw every episode.
Not having seen the original, I am still actually hyped and interested in the Bleach sequel.
Listen, I'm a bit biased because we watched Power Rangers yesterday and that made me mad. But, I cannot stand it when people are having duels or fights and they do fancy spins to turn their back on their opponent to do some kind of attack. It's so fucking stupid. I hate it.
I mean, yeah. Wasn't it Bruce Lee that says, don't kick someone in the head? Because you wouldn't punch them in the foot.
I mean, you've said that before, but I don't know if that's a Bruce Lee quote.
I think you literally said that in the last episode I was in.
Okay.
Or it's an episode of yours that I've watched since, but I've definitely heard you say that while it was for this show.
Oh, are you giving me the warm and fuzzies?
God, I don't know what to make of this show.
Look at all the flying sperm and tell me what you think, Chris.
I'm turned on.
I was holding that back.
And then Amida Maru's just got a golden shower effect going on.
It's fire, it's fine. We've got 7 minutes left, so I think we're going to get the sword bullshit in this episode.
Goldar's golden showers. I don't know if that's a story you want to tell at some point, Devil. It was hilarious.
Oh, all it was is, in the Green with Evil thing, it generally looks like Goldar's about to Tommy. Not Tommy, Jason. What's his name, the Red Ranger?
Jason,
yeah.
Jason, I did get it right. It generally looked like that's what it was setting up for, so I was like, oh, Chris said something along the lines of, there's got to be a fan fiction for this. So I looked it up, And there's one fan fiction between Jason and Goldar, and it's a fucking trip.
Oh boy.
It's hilarious.
It's more. I feel like it was made funnier by my dead serious narrator voice.
Oh yeah, no, your narration was perfect.
I was bitching about misplaced commas a lot.
Yes.
It's really not helpful. If you write and you put commas in the wrong place, it really fucking disrupts the flow, motherfuckers. Fuck that face.
They've definitely combined the first 2 episodes, which I'm fine with, but I'm mixed about Amida Mari's voice as well, just because...
Well, in Japanese, he sounds like a badass, at least.
This is the thing. You know how when you grow up and you really associate a voice with a character as well, and that becomes, like, just all you can sort of judge them by? Like, again, it's not to say the voice acting in this is bad, it's just... It's really difficult for me to adapt and think this isn't weird, like...
I don't think I've ever had such a strong association with a voice actor or a way a character should sound where I've not been able to get over it.
I'll put it this way, you know how with Dragon Ball Z there was like the Funimation dub, Shawn Shenmue obviously, etc., and then there was the Oceans dub, and like Goku's got a really randomly deep voice instead.
No, because I didn't watch as much Dragon Ball Z as you did, Chris.
Well, I mean, I thought you would at least know about it, but yeah, it's like people can only associate Goku either by his Japanese voice, which is "Hi, blah 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 blah." I can't speak Japanese, obviously, or the actual "Hi, I'm Goku" voice, which I can't do either. Actually, I don't know why I tried.
As an aside, this dude's proportions are fucking weird. They don't make sense.
Mosuke's portions are a little...
Yeah.
Look at his head and look at his body.
He looks like the Koopas.
Did you see when he had his hand resting on his head and it's fucking... Boo.
His tiny head looks like the Koopas from the Mario movie.
Oh, what, the weird lizard men?
Yeah.
Yeah, what was up with that? Who fucking played Mario when, oh yeah, those mushrooms, they're lizards. Mind you, if you read up on that fucking movie and how it got made, like, that was a shit show.
But yeah, to make my original point, the thing is people find it really difficult to disassociate Shawn Shenmue and Goku, etc. So it's like... You know, it's just when you've got an iconic voice like that.
Okay. Boy, this makes the original show look really dumb for stretching that out.
But to be fair, in cases like this as well, especially since they're probably aware that a lot of the original fan base would be watching this, it is easy to cut some of the fat out.
No, I don't think it's a matter of cutting out the fat. I think it's a matter of getting rid of the shit that they used to stretch it out with in the first place. It's like, I'm going to use a shit example because you won't get the reference, but Rick will. It's like when you've got a model and you decide to make it bigger by adding green stuff to it. You don't need the green stuff, so you can just cut it all away, so it doesn't matter. But you've put it in, so it's there now.
Okay, to be fair, he's literally just sort of anti-proving the point I was about to make, but they've definitely shortened it at least. The thing with shows back then is because they had to stretch out to fill those 20-minute time slots anyway. Obviously, they would reuse transformation sequences, old bits of animation. It's the same with Power Rangers. They would reuse the same frames and scenes, and the transformation sequences would at least take up like a minute or two of the runtime anyway. In this, obviously, they've not really heavily relied on that, so that also
it's hard to tell that when you've not even finished the first episode.
Well, no, but I mean, I'm sorry, they literally did it several times in the first 2 episodes of the original show, is what I'm saying. So, like, in this...
They did it once in the first, they did it once in the second. What are you on about?
But they were also, like, prolonged. That's what I'm saying. Like, they stretch out the transformation sequences, which is the point. In this, they've gone a lot faster, which just makes so much more space.
I still think it's a hard thing to say when you've not finished one episode.
This is nearly finished right now. Like,
okay, but it's one episode compared to 64. Fucking hell, this prick didn't turn up this early.
Besson.
There you go. That's the credits.
Oh, I don't like that.
They've randomly got Anna singing.
Yeah, this is likely good. Oh, it's cut straight back to the universe.
Yep.
Well, why would it say skip episode if they've got an interesting, intricate fucking outro?
Oh, I didn't see the thing that it was going to skip to the next episode, so it's gone straight to me.
I don't remember a pink-haired girl.
Oh, pink-haired girl is like Yo's cousin or something, and she's got a crush on him because Japan.
You can just say incest.
Because Japan.
That's not even a thing exclusive to I think that's not even a thing exclusive to fucking Japan, because cousins marry all the goddamn time everywhere.
I love the joke in The Simpsons of they found Shelbyville because they didn't want to marry cousins in Springfield, but they did want to marry cousins in Shelbyville.
The Simpsons is pretty decent.
Yo, Marjorie, it's Curtis here. I want to marry you and I'm your cousin.
If that's any indication as to what Anna's voice is like in in Japanese, then that is an awful choice.
I don't know. I've not obviously I've gone back to the main Netflix screen now, so.
Well, I can't because I need to time this shit. And here's the fun part where we just have fucking 50 minutes of Netflix telling us who did it in different languages.
Yep.
But yeah, okay. That was a thing.
I like how they had to credit Ren's voice actor at the end there because he said one line.
Well, Ren is like the other iconic of the protagonists.
He's Vegeta.
Yeah, he is the Vegeta of the group, so it's one of those of. It still seems somewhat fitting having him at least be in like every episode.
Would that make Faust be the Boo?
Oh god, I get what you mean, but no. Faust is. This is the thing. I actually like Majin Buu as a concept to a slight degree. Faust is so much cooler.
Yeah, but I'm more meant like Boo is someone the main team could barely struggle against, and eventually he has a heel face turn, and he's suddenly not a massive piece of shit.
But to be fair as well, the only reason they struggled against Faust to begin with is because he was cheating and holding Morty hostage.
It's not against the rules. Anyway, we can dwell on this forever. However, we've got something more important to do. Rick, your first favourite moment.
Favourite moment was when Rio gets his pompadour cut off, because it's something I remember from the original series, and it's nice to see it again.
I get you. Chris, do you have a favourite moment?
It's going to probably sound quite controversial, but it was probably the Morty faces. Again, that was probably the most authentic part of this and the original, down to the voice acting work and the expressiveness of the character.
Yeah, fair enough. Like, just because I think it's silly doesn't mean it can't be your favourite moment.
Yeah, I mean, there were a lot of good moments in this, but what was yours?
Nothing really stood out, if I'm honest. It was all a bit blurred together.
Mm-hmm.
It might be to this show's downfall that we watched the first two, and I say watch quite loosely in my case, episodes yesterday, but hey-ho, diddly-do. Rick, do you have an MVP?
I'd say it's probably going to be Morty Manta. Without him, Yo would have just done 99% of the same things anyway, and we just wouldn't have seen it. So in terms of driving the story and giving us a window, I think Morty's a good MVP for this one.
Chris, who's your MVP?
Probably Amida Maru's voice. Again, not quite Sean Schemmel, but the voice actor for Amida Maru still did a good job and made it his own.
How about you, Dev? Who's your MVP?
It's going to be Ren, because he's probably my favourite part of the show until Faust turns up.
Even though he was there for one line.
Yeah, guess what? That one line is the one thing I gave a fuck about, because that whole episode was not fun. But yes, I think the only thing left to do really is to say our farewells. So if you're watching on YouTube and you have something to say, please feel free to leave a comment. If you're not watching on YouTube and you're watching via one of our many, many different podcasting sites, then you can drop us an email at nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com. Once again, that is nonsensereview@gmail.com. And until next week, goodbye.
Goodbye from me.
Bye.
Bye.